Well, gang, Lane, Carolina Jackpot time coming at you this Sunday evening. That also means that it is April the 17th, 2022. Happy Easter to everyone. I hope you had a wonderful day today. It was nice and sunny most of the day here. Now, it's turned off a little bit cloudy, but still temperature is very nice, and it's very nice outside. So last night, Gamecocks, spring game, just about 24 hours ago, as a matter of fact, around 7 p.m., we held the annual spring scrimmage down at Williams-Brice Stadium. And, I saw, pretty much what I wanted to see. Some of the players that I wanted to see in that spring game did not compete. I didn't see no Jaheim Bell. I didn't see myself some Dak Joyner, those guys that didn't play in the game. I did not see the tight end from Oklahoma, Austin Stoner. Apparently, he's still finishing some classes up at Oklahoma and won't be in Columbia until fall camp. Or at least until he finishes classes. I didn't know that. If I did a little bit more research, I probably would, but that's neither here nor there. Offense last night, the Garnet team, right, quarterback by Spencer Rattler, to me, looked pretty decent. He only played a half, went 8 of 10, throwing the ball. Nice. A couple of touchdown passes there. I mean, he showed off some wheels. We got to see what we wanted to see. I got to see some bursts of speed from Juju McDowell. I got to see some decent running there from Christian Bill Smith. Not a lot of yards, but you can tell that this guy is going to be a problem. New receiver, too, in the receiver room that I'd forgotten to mention, Antoine Wells from James Madison University has become the favorite target of Spencer Rattler during spring practice. Apparently, his name is Juice. That's Juice Wells, right? I don't know if he's any kin to Juice Newton or not, but I don't know. Guy looked pretty good to me. I mean, he can run routes. I mean, he's got a big body. He's a little bit older than some of these other kids, and really athletic. I think he's like a 5th-year senior, if I'm not mistaken. So Juice Wells got a nice set of hands, and he's going to be a problem as well. I like the play of Alex Huntley on the defensive line for the Gamecocks. This kid has been there for a couple of years now, and he was teammates in high school with Jordan Birch, who was the one who came in with all the fanfare, but quietly looks to me like Alex Huntley has become the better player. Offensive lines, so-so. They were okay. Some of the other receivers seemed like, to me, they had a little bit of trouble getting open, which is kind of concerning. But, once again, it is spring. I think Jaheim Bell is the best all-around player on the offense. And we didn't even get to see him last night, so that was a bit disappointing, but it is what it is. Kids can't play. They can't play. But the backup, I guess, Braden Davis, a kid from up north. Where's he from? Delaware, Maryland, somewhere like that. One of those states up there where it gets cold in the wintertime and not quite as cold in the summertime. He looked good in the second half of the game. Luke Doty looked okay, but I think it's clear that Rattler's head and shoulders above him. I mean, this guy just has such a quick release, and he is just making throws that that Doty's just not going to be able to make. Kicking game looked pretty decent to me as well. Saw a couple of field goals by 2 different kickers, that being Mitch Jeter and Alex Herrera, both in excess or right at 40 yards. So special teams, good job there. Overall, I was impressed with what I saw. Do I think this team's going to go out and win an SEC championship? I don't know. Do I think this is a team that's going to be horrible? No. And do I think this team will be better than last year's? Yes, much. There was a certain energy out there that you just can't quite put your head around it. But it looked like a different team than the one that was getting skull drugged by the Taters in the last game of the season. Speaking of the Taters, apparently with them, spring game attendance is like, it's a huge deal for them for some reason. Let's take a look at last weekend. This was Clemson's stadium just before a kickoff of the spring game. As you can see, less than impressive. Now, I mean, granted, there were a laundry list of excuses they had that were at least a quarter of a mile long as to why there were not that many fans in attendance for the spring game. It was cold. It was like 45 degrees out there, and the other popular one was, the Masters was going on. Well, this, come on, man. I mean, like any of these, I'm sorry. None of those hillbillies are going to the Masters. They're just not. That has nothing to do with it. And they're not watching it on TV. I doubt they even understand the game of golf. So that's just absolutely ridiculous, insane, and comical to me to make an excuse. The cold thing, I might be able to get. But then today, over on Twitter, you've got this guy has a radio show in the upstate. Mark Ryan at Mark Ryan on air states, spring game attendance, Clemson 35,000, South Carolina 20,671. Put another way, Clemson 1, South Carolina 0. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't know that spring game attendance counted in the standings. Yeah, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Apparently, here was the Gamecock spring game. 20,671 fans. South Carolina announced that 20,671 fans made their way into Williams-Brice Stadium for this year's spring football game Saturday. Spurs Up Show at the Spurs Up Show tweeted out, I don't know who told you 20,000. There were more than 20,000 in there. I can promise you that. Shane Beamer on last night's spring game attendance. Red Watson at Red_Watson says lower bowl capacity at #Williams-Brice Stadium is 43,000, counting end zone seating. I find it hard to believe that only half of that was filled yesterday, which would be roughly 20,000, blah, 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 whatever they said it was, at Gamecock football. #spring game. And yeah, I mean, those are people. They definitely are. What the other side looks like, but those are definitely people there. And there's the upper deck, and there's your lower deck. So, long story short, what you have here is, if you look at that just objectively, say you're a Kentucky fan. You don't care about what, let's not even say Kentucky. Kentucky fan don't like South Carolina fan. Let's say that you are a Illinois fan. You're an Illini man. You support Brett Bielema 110%, okay? Let's say you look at both of those. All right, look at the Clemson picture. Could that be 35,000 people there? Maybe. That's a little iffy. That's a little iffy to me, okay? And that was at the beginning of that game, as you saw their cheerleaders and dance parade coming out with the Clemson flag. So it was right before the game started. The Carolina one was right during the game there. And, 20,000, if the lower bowl seats 43, there's no way that there was 20,671 people there. It wasn't. At that 43,000, there was at least 35,000 people there, and probably north of that number. I'm saying probably somewhere close to 40. But leave it to South Carolina, the athletic office, the media, whoever it is. Just, leave it to them to screw up something that can potentially be a decent thing. First of all, how do you accurately report any of that? It's a free scrimmage to go to. It is a free fucking scrimmage to go into. So how do you count 20,671 people? You don't have tickets. There's nothing to scan. Somebody that went to this game, please comment down in the comment section below. Tell me what the logistics were when you were going into the stadium. And were they sitting there? Did they hand you out something before the game? Did they take a raffle ticket from you? Did they draw straws from you as you were going in? Did they take your fingerprint and put it on something? I mean, did they make you come in and say one? I mean, how did we count 20,671 people for something that they don't issue tickets for? Yeah, back in the day, way back in the day, we had turnstiles at every arena, gym, and stadium across the country. And you went through the turnstile, and the turnstile counted one time. Every time it went around, it counted one. Okay, those turnstiles have been removed from every athletic venue that I have been to in the past 10 years. Tell me, I mean, did they put them back out there? I mean, I don't know. And then, on the other hand, how did the Tater come up with 35,000? I mean, how did they do it? I mean, they pick pie-in-the-sky numbers and just throw something out on paper. Dabo said, yeah, it was 35,000. Yeah, it was 35,000. That's what it was. So, I mean, that's what they go with. I mean, I don't know where they get these numbers from. I really don't. I remember when I was a kid back in the day, their basketball, they used to be really famous for this. You would look in the box score the next day, the attendance for a game at Little John Coliseum, it was like 7,000, 8,000, 6,200. It was round numbers. Now, some teams will report attendance for a game. They will report the number of tickets sold versus the number of people that actually showed up. Now, I do think they've been guilty of that at the University of South Carolina before, because we've played games against, Troy, and it said there was 77,000 people there. When you clearly looked at the stadium, it looked like we'd be hard-pressed to have them 57,000 in there. They count the number of tickets there that were sold, not the number of people that went through and had tickets scanned. So I don't know. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but recruiting wise, does somebody look at it? Yeah, maybe they do. There was a kid that is getting recruited by South Carolina and Clemson. I don't remember his name exactly. I did see it on Facebook though, but the young man said that the energy at South Carolina was at a much more fever pitch, and there were more people there. So you can take that with a grain of salt, but something that could potentially come a talking point and potentially is important to some people. Leave it up to the University of South Carolina to understate attendance, while the hillbillies over in the dirty corner about an hour from here overstate theirs, and everybody believes it for fact. So, I mean, that's just the Gamecock way. And there are a lot of people who agree with me, and there are a lot of people that I'm sure would disagree with me right I tell you what, boy, I know somebody's going to disagree with you right now. Coots is so stupid. Coots is so dumb. They think, God dang, Coots is so desperate to get a win over Clemson in anything. It don't matter what it is. We can't play tiddlywinks right now. We can't play pocket pool. We ain't doing swimming. We ain't doing row your boat. We ain't doing the horse racing right now. So they can't beat us at that. But they so desperate to get some kind of victory over Clemson in something that they gonna claim a moral victory in spring attendance. You ever seen such a shit? Claim a moral victory in spring attendance. Okay, Coots, we'll let you have it. We'll let you have your little moral victory in spring attendance. I guarantee you where you ain't gonna get a victory at. That's November up in Death Valley, son. I can promise you that. Because Miles Murphy and Brian Brzee and that Tyler Davis and that Xavier Thomas, that one, y'all, my buddy over at Carolina, Crackpot, my old cousin Crackpot, old full of shit son, and one he likes to talk so much shit about. I'm telling you what, that young man, he gonna come out with a vengeance this year. He gonna come out with a vengeance. He gonna rip more helmets off. He gonna have more sacks. He gonna record more tackles for loss, enough to make up for the past 4 years combined, son. That's exactly what he's gonna do. He ain't gonna get drafted number one defensive player in the NFL draft. He's gonna get drafted above number one. That's how good he is. That's how good Xavier Thomas is. Y'all Coots, I mean, you're embarrassing. You're an embarrassment to the state. You're an embarrassment to Twitter. You're an embarrassment to Facebook and social media. You're even an embarrassment to your own head coach, Shane Beamer. I guarantee you, not when he go home, I guarantee you he don't even like to claim you. I guarantee you he don't like to claim you. His daddy, that poor old man, that Frank Beamer, subjecting that old man to going down there and hanging out in that little old luxury, call it luxury suite. South Carolina's club level called a luxury suite. At Clemson, it's a luxury. At Clemson, that's a 5-star. 5 stars, son. Hilton Hotel at Clemson. That's what it's like at Clemson, to compare to South Carolina. South Carolina's like the damn Knights Inn out on the bypass, ain't it? The damn Best Western. That's what you could compare that thing to. Hell, it ain't even good enough to be the best. It's one of them old motels you drive by, and one side, the sign is totally gone, and the other's not. And there's a bunch of, it's got where you open the doors from the outside, there's a bunch of junk piled outside, refrigerator, washer, dryer, little old toy baby strollers and shit like that, car up on blocks. That's what South Carolina's hotel, that's the damn club level suites would be like compared to Clemson's 5-star Hilton Hotel, son. So you can take whatever you want to. You can take your little moral victory, and well, it ain't no moral victory, whatever. Congratulations, your little national championship with your communist Dawn Staley and non-American, the non-pledge of allegiance doing non-national anthem, standing up, rainbow wearing basketball team. Full of whatever. You can take that there, your little moral victory, and your football spring attendance game. It don't matter, because guess what? In November, we on your ass again, baby. 8 in a row's coming. Get ready. It was Easter, and I invited this guy over to my house. Promised me that he'd stay calm and he wasn't gonna make an ass out of himself. Should have never believed him. Anyway, it's still great to be a big old Gamecock. Go Coach Beamer, go Cox, and go Spencer Rattler. Ooh, baby, it's great to be a big old cock. See y'all later. Peace, I'm out.